Hi. Um, Before I start shouting into my microphone and talking too much, how is my audio for the audience? Because I realized that, like a totally unprofessional dingbat, I didn't really check my audio levels before we went live. So, how is that, everybody? I see Owen and a few of the other regulars, Garwar, Michael USA, all in chat. How's our audio?
Should we check mine as well?
I think yours is going to come through louder, but what I'll need to do is just increase this right here. Alrighty, and then I'll bring myself down to compensate. How's that? What's important is, can you hear Jason?
Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Do. Whoa, hey, how's that? Guess we'll find out in 4 seconds.
Yeah, it sounded good to me because it's coming through on this setup properly. But what I'm not clear on is how well it's coming out for everybody else. Okay, so what I can
Everyone
do,
says I'm quieter.
yeah, that is not intentional.
Oh, it's intentional.
Oh, well, thank you.
Fine.
Alrighty. How about,
Should I try now?
yeah, how about now?
Also, when I sing, I tend to be a lot louder than when I talk, too.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we'll just see how that goes.
yeah. So, first of all, thanks for joining us for our first ever episode of Bardic Inspiration. We're trying something new. Uh, we get a lot of feedback about Idle Champions and the fact that there is a whole one piece of music in the game anywhere. And while we're not going to be trying to create more music specifically for the game right now, we thought it would be really cool to create music for some of the champions. And we will actually get chat to start picking those champions from here on out. But for today, just to get things rolling, we figured we would start with, the always amazing Bruenor Battlehammer, Bruenor, Brainer if you're Scott Kurtz, and yeah,
Yeah,
I guess the
Bruenor,
crux
but
of it,
Bruenor.
Bruenor.
Is it?
Bruenor is how I read it. So I assume that's
Bruenor.
maybe right.
Bruenor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bruenor.
Bruenor.
Yeah.
But is it Bruenor or Bruenor? Right? And what
Oh,
syllable? Because that could affect how we write the song today.
that's a that's a good point. Actually, I hadn't thought of.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, yeah, we thought it would be fun to try writing music for these champions with your help, the audience. So, we have the amazing, incredible, talented Jason Charles Miller donating some of his time to us to help realize the dream of writing music for champions. So we will be putting. You can see in a little live document. This is something that we both have access to right now, so we can add lyrics and go over lyrics to this. And then what we will try to do is, if we want to pick one direction or another, like, hey, do you like guys like this verse or that verse? We'll do a live poll and see what you guys think.
Yeah. So we're kind of writing it with you or taking your suggestions. We thought it would just be fun. One of the things that I so I've been a songwriter pretty much my entire adult life. Been lucky enough to be a professional songwriter, and I've written music for a lot of different pop artists, TV shows. You might be familiar with all the theme songs to Critical Role. I've written them all, um, and but also written songs for like WWE and professional wrestling, which is WWE, but also the new one on TNT, AEW, um, The Deadliest Catch, NFL Today has used some of my music before. So, a lot of different, I've had things placed in a lot of different movies. And so we thought it'd be fun to pick a different character each week and write sort of their theme song,
Hmm.
and show you what the songwriting process is like.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I guess to try and give people a better idea, kick this thing off. You mentioned that you had already done a song for the Xanathar. Do you want to?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, I think I wrote this song for an episode of Sirens of the Realms. My character uh, encountered. He wrote a song about encountering Xanathar. He never actually encountered him, but he wrote in character. He had written this song about him. So hold on, let me put my little reverb on. Hang on. How's that?
That's reverby.
Yeah. I'll turn it off when we're writing, but just when we're singing. So ideally, what we'll do is, if we complete the Bruenor song today or get close to it, next week I'll kick off the episode singing that song. But since this is episode 1, thought I'd kick off one for a different character. So yeah, this is about Xanathar. I met a grung in Gontul Grim who tried to win a bet, but then the drow who clearly won turned him into his pet. I met an orc from Glimmerwood, his future was so bright, but then he met an Artiog and he didn't win the fight. But then I met the one who told me that I could go far, that young and handsome bold beholder known as Xanathar. And he said, I've got my eye on you, I've got my eye on you, I've got my eye on you, I've got my eye on you. I met an old in Snakewood and I really liked his shield. But then he met a cavalier who didn't like to yield. It seems that every path I cross is riddled with a curse. But every time I come out fine, so I guess it could be worse. Because I know the one who told me that I could go far. That young and handsome bold beholder known as Xanathar. And he said, I've got my eye on you, I've got my eye on you, I've got my eye on you, I've got my eye on you.
I love it. Anything about the Xanathar, I'm a big fan of. It's such an interesting character. I was explaining to in one of the games I DM, the characters have finally met somebody who knows something about the city of Waterdeep. They're doing the Dragon Heist campaign, and this person was explaining to them that the Xanathar is a title, not a specific beholder, and that there's been other ones before. And they're just like, minds were like, what? There's more than one. But it was just, yeah, it was great. Well, I shouldn't kick this computer and all the webcams and watch them jiggle all over the place. I'm going to put the mic a little bit further away because people are telling me I'm loud. I guess the first things first, like how, or I guess what kind of song should we do for Bruenor?
Well, I mean, his name's Battlehammer, right? So I feel like it's got to be something kind of heavy, something sort of up-tempo.
You know what song I was thinking of on my way here was the Blue Oyster Cult's Godzilla song from like the 60s or 70s that they did. Do you remember that? It's so corny, but
Was it Blue Oyster Cult or was it? Oh yeah, no,
I thought it was
thinking,
Blue. Yeah,
It was. I was
yeah.
thinking
That
of whatchamacallit. I was thinking of the Edgar Winter group, Frankenstein. But no, yeah, I love that. Like everybody, took a monster and made a song out of it back then.
yeah, it was the coolest stuff. I mean, it's some of it's pretty corny, but I still like it a lot.
Sure. Well,
But that's
this is going to be corny. Like, let's make no mistake about any of this, friends. These songs will probably end up being corny to a certain extent. But, we're just having fun. So,
yeah, some sort of, I don't know, anthemy Viking something is kind of what comes to mind.
I mean, I feel like, his name's, like I said, his name's Battlehammer. It should probably be, I think we should start with the chorus because it should feel like an anthem, right? We should get right to the point. Okay, so someone else was saying he needs a rousing drinking song involving dwarven lore and battles. I like that. But I feel like maybe this song is less about a song that he would sing and more about a song that would play when he would walk in the room. Right?
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
think?
I think that, anytime Bruner goes anywhere, he's at this point such a legendary figure, right? Like he's a warrior king. Like he adopted some of the members of the Companions of the Hall and raised them. Like the whole reason that Wulfgar is such a badass is because of Bruenor. I mean, he had his hammer forged for him, right? Like, and there's these images of Bruenor in some of the books where he's like King Conan. He's like sitting on his throne in his like epic looking armor. Like you remember at the end of Conan the Barbarian, where the whole credit sequence is over that golden statue of Conan on a throne.
In my mind.
Yeah.
I don't ever have to watch that movie again, although I will, only because that is one of the best movies of all time. But yes, of course I can see that. In fact, I'm waiting for them to make King Conan.
They've been talking about that
Come on,
forever.
Arnold. You're old enough now.
He's the
You don't
perfect
have to
age
put
for it.
makeup on you anymore.
Yeah. And then like even thinking about Conan, like the music that Basil Polidorus did for it has that like really epic score with the drums and like the horns in the background, and it was
It's actually, believe it or not, it's actually my ringtone on my phone.
oh really?
Yeah. Yep. It's totally my ringtone.
So we're getting a few suggestions here. We have everything from tavern drinking song to just more stuff about
Death,
Bruenor.
black metal in there for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I should probably come up with like sort of a cool riff here. Imagine that electric.
Yep. For some reason, my brain was thinking about Metallica for a second there, but it.
It could.
Yeah.
It could be kind of a Metallica riff. We need lots of hammer rhymes, right?
What was that rhyming site that you mentioned to me one time? Rhyme
Oh,
Zone?
Rhyme Zone. Rhyme Zone, the songwriter's best friend.
Oh man. Words that rhyme with hammer? I feel like there's going to be a lot.
There better be. There should be.
Um, there's some good ones. One of them said Spelljammer. I'm like, it's maybe not quite the direction we're going in. Armor, however, is one.
It would be great if he was involved in the Spelljammer universe. That'd be really cool. Battlehammer. Clamor. When he walks in the room, there's going to be a clamor.
Somebody wants to rhyme hammer with gamer.
No, that's pretty cool. Did I stammer? Exactly. When he walks in the room, you're going to stammer. Hammer. Slammer's good. Yeah. Slammer's
Rammer.
real good.
Rammer.
Yep, Rammer's good. Yeah, well, I mean, that'd be kind of like rhyming hammer with hammer.
Yeah, it's not as good, right?
But, yeah. Banner? No, you know what? Near rhymes are fine, too.
Oh, I like banner. I didn't even think of banner. That one seems obvious too. Got an Idle Champions banner hanging sitting right beside me.
So does everybody know what we're doing? I noticed like a lot more people have jumped in the room now.
Yeah. For those just tuning in, we are in the midst of a songwriting session, trying to put together an anthem appropriate to Bruenor Battlehammer. You know,
Yep.
Dwarven
Basically
King.
watching us write a song, and if you want to chime in.
Yeah. King ring thing ding dong, it's Battlehammer. Oh man. More Space Jammers.
And the people are just loving the Space Jammer. I get it.
Well, I think a lot of that come from Chris Perkins saying something about Spelljammer recently?
Yeah, I heard him that he mentioned that. I don't know if he was trolling us or what. But what do you think?
I imagine at any given point they probably have a dozen books in development, like just in various stages. Like everything from this year and everything from next year is already underway. So the chances of there being a Spelljammer book is probably pretty good. It would be nice. A lot of people asking for it.
A lot of people asking for Dark Sun too.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes, I love Diggy Diggy Hole. Have you heard that song?
Yeah.
That song
Yeah, I
is
have.
amazing. That song is amazing.
Yeah, I also heard, God, I forget the name of the band. Some like Scandinavian death metal band doing a cover of Diggy Diggy Hole that was appropriately dark and epic.
Wow, because the original is, I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's not like it's a ballad. you know. I like banner like Bruenor Battlehammer, um, charging on the field. Something like charging on the field, gonna wave your banner, something like that.
Waving the clan banner.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
Yeah.
Something. The clan gonna wave the banner.
Enemies run with great clamor.
Great clamor. That could be line number 3. Yeah. Charging on the field. Charging on the field, waving the clan banner. We might have one too many syllables there for it to totally fit. Charging on, it could just be like Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field, better wave the banner.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, because we know it's a clan banner. Enemies are running with a great clamor, maybe. Or enemies are running, gonna with a panic and clamor, or something like. Let's have like two things.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose orphans are enamored.
So for better wave the banner, they know we'll never yield, kind of thing.
They know we'll never yield, so they run with a clamor. That's pretty good. Oh, someone has a question about the code. They think Battlehammer song is too many characters. Is it?
It's 16. It should work.
Yeah, because I think other people have already commented that it's a cool chest.
Yeah, it gives you a band chest, which just seemed like the most appropriate one for the first episode of this. But yeah, you have to switch. So if you copy and paste into the game, it'll automatically switch to 16 digits. But if you are having to enter it in one at a time, you have to switch to 16. Yeah. A better wave your banner, better wave that banner.
I think better wave the banner is cool. Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field, better wave. Or how about better wave your banner?
Our banner?
Better wave our better. I think the works.
Okay.
It could be. So Glacier, that's a very good point. And hey, I still have a little bit of room to boost myself. Would that help?
Yes, it would. Yeah, because
Okay.
I was just like looking through the settings. I'm like, I don't think that I can.
Yeah, let me just boost myself a little bit more in Zoom here. Whoops, no, I was turning up the speakers. There we go. How's that? A little bit better?
I mean, it's always sounded fine to me, so it's really gonna wait and see
Okay.
what chat says.
Hopefully
Um,
it works for the chat.
Yeah, because I know that one of we might have to switch from using Zoom to using something else because Zoom auto attenuates and tries to compress
Oh,
it, so that might
yeah.
also be it.
Hmm.
But we can figure that out.
Okay.
It's a little bit better.
Okay.
It's really him. That's no glamour.
Yeah. Oh, and so by the way, so someone mentioned Glacier said, shouldn't this be the second verse. The first is who he is or how he gets to the field. Okay, very good point. So, oftentimes when we're writing songs, we might come up with, a completed verse, and then you go to write the second verse, and you go, my God, the second verse is way better than the first. Let's just flip them. Or like lines 1 and 2 from verse 1 should actually be lines 3 and 4 of verse 2. So I think like a lot of times what we do as songwriters is we sort of get it all together and then figure out where it goes. So very excellent point. But that's
somebody's mentioning that this is like bringing them back to their poetry workshops.
okay, well, that's fine. I mean, it's kind of weird, so I think for me, songwriting can be it is a very personal thing, and wanting to show an incompleted work is something that we don't often want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think seeing the work in progress from beginning to end is fine, especially since like we have a specific purpose in mind. But I would never, if I was writing a song for like my next album or something, I wouldn't want anyone to see it or hear it until it was completely done, like from sitting with an acoustic guitar to recording the entire band with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like since we're doing it for one specific purpose, that this will be an interesting exercise for me and Dylan to kind of show you the process as it happens. So I love all the feedback and so yeah, so that's kind of, I don't know what my point was, but yeah, so so this is sort of like songwriting in its rawest form. Charging on the field, better wave the banner. They know we'll never yield. They know we'll never yield. So should we keep the tense present? So they know we'll never yield. That's fine. But so they run.
Mm-hmm.
So they run. I think so they run with great clamor is a little bit too, like, it's going to be difficult to sing at that tempo. So I'd rather say so they run with a clamor.
Okay.
Rather than so they run with great clamor. It feels like it's kind of tongue twistery at that point. Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field and wave the banner. They know we'll never yield till they run with the clamor. Could work. Could work. What do you think, Dylan?
I think the last line, I don't know. I think I'd have to hear it a few more times. It wasn't as smooth as I had hoped it would be.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field and wave the banner. They know we'll never yield till they run with the. Yeah, it feels like blah 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 blah. It's very very tongue twistery. Like we probably have too many syllables. Bruenor Battlehammer. No.
Charging on the field. Also, I was kind of thinking about it, like if it's Bruenor Battlehammer leading the charge on the field and you're waving the banners, that usually means that you're waving the banners because you're signaling the cavalry to follow the king.
Right, yeah. Who is the king?
Bruenor's the king.
Bruenor, no, I mean,
Yeah.
Bruenor is the king.
Yeah. Somebody said something about soldiers' clamor.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm just going to write that down.
Can you hear the clamor? That's pretty good.
Just kind of playing around with some of the stuff that people are putting in chat. Somebody's like, we have Drit singing about Bruenor? That's meta.
It is. I just sent you something in our Zoom. Can't see.
I don't know if I could pull it up without showing it to everybody.
Ah, okay.
Just because of the way Zoom is operating while we're live. Let me check something.
For some reason, I lost.
Are you not seeing the Twitch chat anymore?
Right, exactly. Like it just stopped for me.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
That's weird.
I just refreshed, so I think it's working now.
Yeah, it'll start over.
Yeah.
It's still going. They're getting into it. Yeah.
Weird. I don't know why I can't see it anymore. Oh, okay, it's popping up now.
Everything seems to be mostly working. Yeah. Yeah, it's this is wild. I was thinking they fall before their king, their defenses shatter, playing on a line that somebody posted in chat.
Shatter. I like that.
Yeah, defenses shatter is a great one. That was Gutless Wonder. Took me a second to decipher the way that name was written.
Gutless Wonder.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting a vibe where it's like almost like 70s rock, like Deep Purple or something.
Sweet.
Which is sort of in the vein of what you were talking about earlier. So it's sort of the riff is more like Smoke on the Water or something, but but a little faster.
Bom, bom, bom.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is there's a great song by Deep Purple called Stormbringer, which they claim was not about the Michael Moorcock books, but to me, it always will be. Because how could you write a song and call it Stormbringer and not know about the legendary Stormbringer sword?
This is true. But I mean, there's also just blissful ignorance.
Yeah, I know, yeah, and definitely I'm sure when you're in a rock band, you're definitely, I can tell you from experience, you live in your own world. Put it that way.
In a world.
In a world. Okay, ranks closing in, but their defenses shatter. The line needs to be shorter. So it needs to be like, ranks close in. I want to say something like they dash against our walls or something. Break like a wave against and shatter. And should we start the second line? So it's kind of like Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field, battle wave the banner. The double never yield till they run with the clamor, yeah. Bruenor Battlehammer, ranks close in and defense the shatter. Na 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 na, can you hear the clamor, yeah? That could be a little pre-chorus part.
Yep, it's coming.
Yeah, we're getting it there. It's getting there.
Yeah. I missed. This needs something.
Ranks close, waves shatter. Yeah, it could be as simple as that.
Ranks close in like the waves shatter. I don't know, like waves shatter.
Mm-hmm. But I think at one point you said but, so like ranks close in.
But their defense shatters.
Yeah, but defense. I mean, it's literal. It's good, but maybe there's a better word there's a more descriptive word.
Their front line.
Or even their bones.
Their bones shatter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ranks close in, but their bones are shattered. I mean,
their shield wall shatters.
We need to. What's that? The shin bone shatters.
Their shield wall shatters.
Oh, their shield wall shatters.
Ooh, their resolve shatters.
Yeah.
Their bulwarks battered. We're getting a lot of suggestions now. Oh boy, I can't even keep track.
Ranks is good. A lot of people like ranks. Rank, but wait, that's good. Yeah, we got that. That's good. Ranks close in.
Ranks collapse.
A rank. Oh, I like that. Ranks close in, and but their whole line shatters. Hail of arrows. Can't ye hear the clatter? Clamor's better, I think. Because then we need to bring that back to that Bruenor to Battlehammer. The lines can't hold. It would be cool to put that in that little pre-chorus part. The lines can't hold against the king so bold. Is that a little? It's a little wordy, but I think it could still work. The lines can't hold against the king so bold. Morale.
You could just scratch the whole there part out of that. Just lines can't hold
Lines
against the
can't
kings.
hold against. It could be lines can't hold against a king so bold. I mean, we are doing Blue Oyster Cult, Edgar Winter, Deep Purple vibe, so, we can do whatever we want. Lines can't hold against the king so bold.
Somebody also asked about the line, pledge your sword to the Dwarven King.
Yeah, write that down. We got to put that somewhere. Maybe that's the chorus. Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field, battle wave the banner. No one never yield, so they run with the clamor, yeah. Bruenor Battlehammer, ranks close in, but the whole line shatters. Hail of arrows, can you hear the clamor, yeah. Lines can't hold against the king so bold. And then we need another something like that, but then it'll go longer, but it would still be good to rhyme with the bold. So it's like.
I was just reading a line about the Mithril Hall, but I wanted to say Mithril Hold.
Even cooler.
Bruner's gonna get your gold.
Ooh. I like that.
Bruner's gonna come and take your gold. Reclaiming the halls of
Halls
old.
of old.
Yeah.
Making proud all the kings of old. I like that. It's all great.
All the kings or the Dwarven kings of old?
I mean, either way, whichever one sings better. take your gold, make some town. I don't know. I mean, when you're a conquering king, you take the other king's gold, right? You're not necessarily being a thief. You just won a war.
The old spoils of war
reclaiming
thing.
halls of old is dope.
Yeah.
I agree.
Reclaiming halls of old.
King Obold. Yeah, that's funny.
Make them proud, reclaiming halls of old. What's how long that their lines can't hold against King so bold. It's 9.
I'm gonna try. It's really weird for me. I'll try it on a different computer because chat just keeps. I don't know if it's like a weird Twitch glitch today, but chat just keeps stopping for me.
They definitely pause. You know, it's different than when we do giveaways and stuff where the chat is just blazing by constantly.
No, but I mean, like it's blank, like it just stops. As their souls grow cold, he reclaims their gold. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then you'll see things that I'm not seeing, so that's I'm just trying to get that fixed. Yeah, right. Minsk and Boo. Well, we'll vote on what we're going to write next week for sure. For sure.
Write a song for Boo and Hamster.
Oh, in the hamster language? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What was that?
We're fluent.
What was that song? No, I'm not going to get into the hamster dance thing. I hated that. It's just obnoxiously catchy.
Yeah, we have a lot here. This is good. I mean, if the pre-chorus is like, let's get on, chicken so bold. Make it proud of getting on.
I was thinking about honoring Mithril Hall and the Kings of Old. Or honor Mithril Hall and the Kings of Old.
Honor Mithril Hall and the Kings of Old. I mean, that could be the chorus, right? Like something about Mithril Hall could be in the main, in like the sort of opening, the big part. Because I don't want to cram too many lyrics into that spot, because then it'll just sound like we're just trying to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Gauntlegrim. Gauntlegrim is awesome.
It's such a good name.
It's the best name. Yes, Mithril Hall is easier to sing than Gauntlegrim. But I mean, Gauntlegrim's still cool too.
Yeah. Well, they're bringing it up because it's a place that it's an ancient dwarven kingdom that Bruenor rediscovered.
Oh, I'm familiar for sure.
one of my favorite things about fantasy, thinking about stuff like that. Like the part in the Lord of the Rings when they decide they're going to go through the mines of Moria, and they just like go to this along this old mountain path, and then there's these massive stone doors that who knows how long they've been there, and like they open up into this what is like basically a sprawling underground metropolis. But the idea that because these things are made of stone and they're underground, that they're basically preserved forever.
Mm-hmm. Khazad-dûm. I remember in the movie. I mean, I've read the books. I don't know, half a dozen times or more. But I like how in the movie, like Gimli's all excited and he's like, "Now you'll get great malt beers, meat fresh off the bone," and he's all excited. And then like they look down and everybody's dead.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And it's not just that they're dead; it's that they died a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean they're skeletons with no flesh left, and they call it a mine, a mine. That's right.
And yeah, then it's like, was it? It was Aragorn is like, this isn't a mine; it's a tomb or whatever.
No.
Or no, it's Boromir. Boromir.
Boromir.
Yeah.
This isn't a mine; it's a tomb. We'll make for the Gap of Rohan.
Yeah.
And then the Watcher in the water's like, "No, you won't."
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, giant, scary, eldritch monster in the lake.
Mm-hmm. Totally. I mean, like as far as creature designs go for the movie, that there's no other creature like that in all three movies. Like it literally looks like Cthulhu.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great, and it was a nice, creepy scene. I was happy, you know. Peter Jackson going back to his horror roots for a little bit.
Yeah. The original D&D movie, we don't talk about that. We pretend that didn't exist.
Well, yeah, lots of people pretend it didn't exist. I got a huge kick out of it, though. I thought, I mean, I'm not going to argue whether or not it was good, because everybody knows the answer to that. But I thought that when I watch it, like, clearly Jeremy Irons knew what kind of movie he was making, and he just played it up. Like, that's what it seemed like. He seemed like he was having a good time being awful.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to overact? Okay.
Well, there's one thing that I'll never forget. So, like, the main character, I believe his name is Wrigley, right? And at the time, right around the same time, there was a very popular movie with Matt Damon called The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Talented Mr. Ripley. And then I remember at one point, you know, like Jeremy Irons' character is fighting Wrigley, and then he knocks him down and he goes, "Not so talented now, are we, Mr. Wrigley?" And I always wondered if that was in the script or if that was just an ad lib that they kept in there. But I was like, God, this is terrible. It's like a weird reference to a movie that's out right now. Like it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah. I'm sure there were some audiences where that line killed, but
maybe.
Yeah, just thinking about it, not so great. Yeah. Alrighty. Making proud all the kings of old.
Okay. Oh, was that Uwe Boll? Did he direct that?
No, he just he has the
something
fortunate
called, like-
distinction of making a whole bunch of video game movies. The fantasy one he did was called In the Name of the King. It was based off of Dungeon
With
Siege.
Jason Statham.
Yeah, I never ended up watching that one actually.
Me neither.
Yeah, I watched a few of them just because I was curious, and they're as bad as people say they are. Yeah.
What I Amazon Prime has a ton of ones from the 80s, like Deathstalker and Deathstalker 2. I highly recommend those.
Oh man.
Because they're so bad, they're just fun. They're just so fun to watch. And what's crazy is that, like, I think Deathstalker 1 maybe was only released in Europe and wasn't released in the US. So the Deathstalker 2, they reuse a lot of the same footage. So like when they're going into a bar and they do establishing shots of the bar, it's the same establishing shots from Deathstalker 1.
Same order.
And you need to watch them, like, you know, kind of back to back, pretty close, because you're like, wait, wasn't that pig monster killed in Deathstalker 1? And then you realize as you keep watching, like, oh yeah, he was. They just used all the footage of him again. It's great.
Eyes can't hold against a king so bold. Make his shroud, the king's bold.
Yeah, I agree. Supply, he basically, I think that's probably a big reason why Dylan and I didn't watch In the Name of the King, because we just fully expected him to be the transporter in armor.
Oh man, yeah. They got a bunch of other actors for In the Name of the King. Like, wasn't Michael Madsen in that one too? I'm pretty sure he got, like, one of my friends commented how drunk he looked making that movie. I gotta pull this up now on IMDb because I'm curious.
Michael Madsen, another guy that plays the same character in every movie. So we're kind of on the same path.
In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege Tale, 2007. Alrighty, yeah. Who else was in that?
Really, 2007?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So let's see. Gimli is in the movie. John Rhys Davies is in it. Ron Perlman was in it.
Wow.
Matthew Lillard was in it.
Maybe it was good. Does anybody know?
Ray Liotta was in it. Burt Reynolds was in it. Maybe I do need to see this.
Wait, who'd you say after Ray Liotta?
Burt Reynolds.
Oh my God. Yeah, we need to have a movie night, a stream night.
God, I'm sure it's good.
I enjoyed it. Supply 2015. I wouldn't call it good. Look, I wouldn't call the Deathstalker movies good, but I definitely enjoyed them. Just, you know.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes a movie is terrible in ways where you can't even find any enjoyment in it, but sometimes it's bad and you just kind of enjoy the experience of how bad it is. So,
right.
It's got a 3.8 out of 10. That's good. Let's see. I'm just curious.
Oh my gosh, he was drunk. The other actors refused to work with him holding a sword. So it's a sword you only see him solo or from the back. I guarantee he didn't have an accent, right? He was just like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, the Dungeon Siege movie has a better rating on IMDb than Dungeons & Dragons does. Oh boy.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah. Ridley Freeborn. I wonder if that actor did anything else. Okay, I'm getting sucked into a rabbit hole.
But we're having fun and chat's having fun. So, like, isn't that part of it? You know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what songwriting is too. It's like sometimes you go off on tangents about things and then get back to the song. Let me sing what we've got so far. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
So. Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field, battle wave the banner. The noble never yield, so they run with the clamor, yeah. Bruenor Battlehammer, ranks closing, but the whole line shatters. Hail of arrows, can you hear the clamor, yeah. Their lights can't hold against a king so bold. Make it proud, all the kings of old. I don't know, what do you think so far?
I think it needs to go into a really epic chorus.
That's where it goes. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Like we've set up the chorus. Now we need to bring it home now. And I realized I picked a key that's way too high for me, but that's okay. I'll muddle through it.
So what's the cadence of the chorus going to be?
You think the song sounds like Hawkwind? That's pretty cool. That was I think that was Lemmy's first band.
I miss Motorhead.
Me too.
Though they released a documentary on Lemmy just a little while before he passed away, didn't they? I swear I saw one in the theater.
They did.
And just the amount of whiskey he drank, I'm like, I can't imagine he's going to be around long. And then,
what are the 3 most epic things Bruenor has done?
oh God, that's a good question for chat.
It was from chat though. So.
Oh yeah, well that's a good question for chat. Yeah.
Right. See, we don't have a hook. We're just now getting to the hook.
Yeah.
It would be the kind of thing where if we were doing it with a full band, where the drums would go into like halftime, you know, just so that it would feel more epic. And then maybe.
So the part that's standing out to me is something that somebody mentioned in chat. Is he slayed Shimmer Gloom? It was a shadow dragon, and this was in reclaiming Mithril Hall for Clan Battlehammer, and he lit the dragon on fire and then rode it until it died.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So if there's some way to fit that in there, maybe. Yeah.
Like, what if he was a dragon slayer, right?
Yep.
So at the heart of it, rather than like listing the details of everything that he did, if for the chorus, which would be something we want people to sing along to and feel like easier for people to like chant to or something.
Shadow Dragon Slayer.
Dragon Slayer, Mithril Hall Saver, Mithril Saver. I don't know, you know.
Dragon Slayer. What was it? Dragon Slayer. I said Shadow Dragon Slayer. But is that too long? Shadow Slayer.
It could be like Shadow Dragon Slayer. Yeah, Slayer of Shadows is cool.
Gauntle Grim Savior.
Huh?
Gauntle Grim Savior.
Who reincarnated him, by the way?
I haven't read those ones. I don't know. I could pull it up on the wiki. I worry about trying to go in too many directions with it, though.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
But Chad is definitely making it fun.
Yeah.
Right, Miliki. I love her. Miliki Key, I think. I'm not sure how
He's a
to say
dragon slayer, and he's Gauntle Grim's savior, and he...
it. Chosen of the God. So like it'll be like maybe 6 lines, like Dragon Slayer, home and say up, something like that. Just to kind of like open it up, and then it goes back into the.
Moradin's Chosen, that's a good one.
Oh God, that's really good, Star Chaser, because I was thinking instead of Dragon Slayer, Dragon Rider.
Yep.
Would be cool. And then Dragon Rider ringed in fire, like, come on. Done. Dragon Rider ringed in fire. Or wreathed in fire, that could be even better. Dragon Rider wreathed in fire, Dragon Fire ringed in fire. Dragon Rider ringed in fire. And then, okay, so what we could do is we could do AAB CCB, meaning we've got so we've got Rider and Fire.
Yep.
Right. And then the third line can kind of be whatever we want as long as we rhyme it with the 6th line.
Yep.
And then 4 and 5 should rhyme with each other, but they don't have to rhyme with 1 and 2. If that makes sense. So we've got, let's say ring for now. So we've got Dragon Rider, ringed in fire, da 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 da, and then something 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 da 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 da. So I think that's a good rhyme scheme for us to try.
Okay.
Um,
So do we want the Dragon Rider Wreathed in Fire to be something about Shimmergloom and slaying, like the third part to be about slaying a dragon of shadows, or I don't know.
no, because maybe, but I think that like with a chorus, we're kind of giving an overall, uh, like a general vibe of his achievements and
Yeah.
his. It's as if you know, as the listener, you already know what he's done, right?
Yeah.
So to try to make the song like a something more catchy or that more people are going to be able to sing along to, let's make the chorus really about more like a general vibe or like feeling, like the feeling that you get knowing the history of him already.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I say, so what I mean is, I think Dragon Rider, Ringed in Fire is uh is enough for that, and then we continue on to something else about him for the third line.
Okay.
I mean, Savior of the Mithril Hall. Da 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 da. Savior of the Mithril Hall, something like that. Like that's the second half. So the Dragon Rider, Wreathed in Fire, da 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 da. Savior of the Mithril Hall. So like, what's a 2-syllable word we could put there? Thanks, Mordring.
Loyal. Something that's more characteristic.
Loyal Savior of the Mid. I want a word more epic than that. You know,
Yeah.
kingly Savior of the Mithril Hall or something.
Valiant.
Valiant Savior. Dragon ride, breathe in fire, valiant Savior of the Mithril Hall. That sounds pretty cool. I'm digging it. Ooh, noble. Noble might even be better. Put noble as a like in parentheses, because maybe we'll decide on that. Noble or valiant, both I think are great. Maybe we use noble in line 6. I don't know. So what we need now is these next 2 lines should rhyme with each other.
Yeah. 3 syllables.
And then the 6th line should rhyme with hall, which is great because getting hall rhymes will be pretty easy.
Greatest dwarven hero of all.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I mean, he died fighting a pit fiend. Well, the first time.
Yeah.
Somebody says spoilers. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's an old book.
What did it say? Greatest dwarven hero of all. If we can phrase that slightly differently, that would be a great last line of the chorus. Send his enemies home to a beaver's paw. I like that.
Surrounded by the companions of the hall. He's the father of the companions of the hall, basically. Greatest dwarven hero, so say we all. So say we all.
No, I mean I like the sentiment of greatest dwarven hero of all, but I just want to find a different way to say it. And that's another thing too. It's like if you find that last line,
You can find what leads into it.
yeah, and then that's writing out of order is totally acceptable. In fact, the way a lot of what I never used to do until I started going to Nashville a lot. Like I live in Los Angeles now. I grew up in Virginia, and I always used to write with my bandmates only. And then when I started traveling to Nashville, I was writing with all these songwriters. So I've written with like hundreds of different people. And what happens is that, first of all, it makes you a better songwriter, and you learn different ways people approach songs. And a lot of what people do in Nashville is they'll come up with the title first. They'll have like a catchy phrase or something, and they'll say, I came up with this title, and I want to write a song around that. And I never did that before. I would always sort of let the song lead me and then name the song later. So it's always interesting how, like, if someone has a title, they usually want the hook to get there, right? So we can certainly come up with line 6 right now, knowing, and then make ourselves get there, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Eighth, 10th, and 13th.
Yeah, he was the 8th and 10th in his first life, and then he was the 13th in his second life.
We could all be so lucky, right?
Yeah, thrice a king.
Like, what is this, WWE? 3-time champion, Bruenor Battlehammer.
Yeah, it's like, wouldn't it be more impressive to be the one-time champion who retired?
Never lose it.
Yeah.
Rather than, I know it's always funny, like, oh, you're the 5-time champion. That means you lost it 4 times?
At least 4 times, yeah.
At least 4 times? Yeah. All his foes must heed's death call. Yeah, we definitely need to talk about Fang, probably in the second verse.
Yeah.
When we get there. A reborn king shall save us all.
Aegis Fang forged by a king. Folks are pretty fixated on Aegis Fang getting a mention.
Yeah, they want it. Maybe that could be lines 4 and 5. Possibly. Almost like we come running every time he calls, or what was this? So say? Did someone say "So say we all"?
Yeah.
At one point.
What was that line? It was. Bum, 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 bum. Greatest dwarven hero, so say we all.
I mean, greatest that could fit. Like, we don't know what it's gonna be yet, but it's like
Greatest dwarven king, so say we all.
Greatest woman hero, greatest woman king, so say we all. That could work. Greatest dwarven king, so say we all. I'd have to do like a da 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 da, but it could still work. Try your eye, breathe and fire. Valiant savior of the myth for how. He just fake. Greatest dwarven king, so say we all. Yeah. I kind of like that. I'll just sing two nonsense lines for 4 and 5 right now, since we're not sure. And obviously, we don't want to say "forged by a king" and then say "king."
Greatest
right
dwarven
after
king.
that.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like the songwriter no.
Yep. It also doesn't really work anymore.
No, but it doesn't. We'll put that in the second verse. So it's like, dwarven king, so say we all. Greatest dwarven king, so say we all. Yeah, man, I like that. We just got to figure out 4 and 5. Well, Mad Seahorse, I think it works now if we go greatest dwarven king, so say we all. Because greatest dwarf king wouldn't. You would still need. You would still hit king at the same spot. So dwarven. I think dwarven sounds more noble too. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna record. I mean, obviously, we can look back on this because it's being recorded, but I'm just gonna record everything up to what we have so far, so I don't forget it. That's another thing you need to do as a songwriter is do that, or you forget what you came up with in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. So pay no attention to me. I'm just sing along. Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field, better wave the banner. The noble never yield, so they run with the clamor, yeah. Bruenor Battlehammer, ranks closing, but the whole line shattered. Hail of arrows, you can hear the clamor, yeah. Their lungs can't hold against the kids on bone. Make him proud of the kings of old. Tiger rider, breathing fire, lion savior of the myth of all. And then greatest drawing king, so say we all. Okay, so I can always refer back to that if I forget something. It's starting to feel pretty good though. Hey Dylan, I can't hear you now for some reason.
Fuck. I turned my mic down while you were performing, so I didn't accidentally sneeze or something. Turn that down a little more because I know that makes me hot when I put it up that high. Are you leaning towards Valiant or Noble for that line?
Kind of like Valiant.
Okay. Because we still have Noble, so we can put it somewhere else.
Yeah, we can put that somewhere.
Alrighty. Aegis Fang, Aegis Fang, Aegis Fang. What is Aegis Fang other than just an enormous hammer?
Right, and obviously, ooh.
I was thinking of calling it a Three Gods Hammer.
Right, exactly. We can use Noble. M. Snyder 84 made a good point. We can use it as a. We can change Valiant. It can be Valiant in Chorus 1 and then.
Oh, and Noble in the second one.
Noble
Yeah.
in Chorus 2 kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like Raise Your Ale.
Raise Your Ale?
Toast the Hero of Icewind Dale is great, but it would be too much to fit in, if that makes sense. It could be Raise Your Hail to the Hero of the Dale. Would that make enough sense? Would people know we're talking about Icewind Dale?
I think that works. Aegis Fang, the heroes sang. Greatest
Yeah, I mean
Dwarven
that's
king.
good. Let's definitely let's use Aegis Fang in verse 2, I'd say. Just because, well, I mean, I don't know. Is it a? It wasn't a he doesn't have a battle cry or anything, does he? I'm sure he does. What does he yell when he enters battle?
That is not a good question for me. That is a good question for people who've read lots of the books.
I'm sure some of them are in the chat. So.
I think they are. Yeah. Oi.
Oh really? Oi.
Yeah.
Oi, 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 oi.
How do you feel about Raise your Ale to the hero of the Dale, greatest dwarven king, so say we all?
I mean, it sings well. Raise your ale to the hero of the Dale, greatest dwarven king, so say we all. Raise your ale. Think of Icewind Dale. Less talking, more bashing. That's good.
Less talking, more passion.
I mean, what if you just said raise your ale to Icewind Dale? Would that make enough sense knowing that he saved it? Kind of like, I mean, that makes sense to me. Like, if you say, like, what was the big like William Wallace, Bannockburn, whatever. Like, if you said raise your ale to Bannockburn, like, people would know what the hell you were talking about.
Raise your ale for Icewind Dale or raise your ale to Icewind Dale?
Probably two. Meaning, so then an Icewind Dale is a place, but also becomes an event.
Mm-hmm.
And the event that he saved it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
People are saying two.
Reversing it, Icewind Dale,
Icewind
raise
Dale,
your
raise
ale
your ale.
to the greatest dwarven king, so say we all. Oh yeah.
And we could even fit in remember Icewind Dale. It would fit that way. So remember Icewind Dale. What if we did it that way?
How does
Because
this?
I could even remember, like, what's that?
I was gonna say, how does it sing?
So it'd be like, so we were saying Icewind Dale. Well, but if we just say Icewind Dale, I kind of like raise your ale to Icewind Dale better
Yeah.
than just saying Icewind Dale, because then that makes even, unfortunately, less contextual sense to me. Although it sings pretty well, but I still want there to be some. This is wildly entertaining. I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. So say we all sings way better than so pledge we all. pledge is kind of a harder word to sing and sound.
Doesn't sound like it flows very well into or out of
so
anything.
say, and that like rolls off the tongue. So pledge. You got to get over that PL and that G, and it's just like, whoa. Say is just like say. Boom. Pledge is a one-syllable word that feels like a three-syllable word, especially when you're singing.
Garwar's pointed out that Icewind Dale, Raise Your Ale would sound like the song is being sung in Icewind Dale.
Right. Like, hey, Icewind Dale, raise your ale. Okay, so let's try it the other way. Raise your ale to Icewind Dale and the greatest dwarven king. So say we all.
Or Icewind Dale, raise your ale to the greatest dwarven king. So say we all.
Say it one more time.
Icewind Dale, raise your ale to the greatest dwarven king. So say we all.
So it's okay that we're telling specifically Icewind Dale to raise their ale?
Well, if the context is that we're in a bar in Icewind Dale, then that would make sense.
Okay, but I mean, what if we just added in, people really want us to change it to Dwarf King. Well, two people do. What if we said, remember Icewind Dale? Yeah, it is kind of like saying Florida, raise your cup. I mean, we could put it in that. We could put it there.
I'm not familiar with Florida, raise your cup. What's that?
It's another song where people say, and it's a song. I can't remember the actual song, but I know it's a line in a song.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting nitpicky here,
Mm-hmm.
right? See, it doesn't make sense if you're in the Yawning Portal or in Waterdeep, or the Yawning Portal is in Waterdeep. I know my lore, but so sorry about that. He is from Icewind. So what if we said, remember Icewind Dale?
Remember Icewind Dale. Raise your ale.
So a valiant. So Dragon Rider, Reason to Fire, valiant savior of the Mithril Hall. Remember Icewind Dale. So raise your ale to the greatest dwarven king. So say we all. Does that make sense?
Let's hear it.
Okay. Dragon Rider, breathing fire, valiant valiant. I just forgot it. Here we go. Dragon Rider, breathing fire, valiant savior of the Mithril Hall. Remember Icewind Dale, so raise your ale to the greatest dwarven king. So say we all.
I like it.
Let's go with that. It's epic, exactly, Joe. That's what we're trying to do here.
Which is good because it's 2:48.
Right. Well, we still need to come up with a second verse, maybe.
Yeah.
But let's try. Let's try this so far. I'll see if I can get through it without screwing up too bad. Hold that too. I already screwed up. Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field, battle wave the banner. The no will never yield, so they run with the clamor, yeah. Bruenor Battlehammer, ranks closing, but the whole line shatters. Hail of arrows, you can hear the clamor, yeah. The lights can't hold against the king's own bone. Make him proud of the kids alone. So raise your hand to the greatest Roman king. So say we all.
Starting to sound pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I made it through with a couple mistakes, but
Eh,
I remember.
it's a new song.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Member Heisman did?
Yeah, made me think of South Park a couple years ago. But I mean, you can still put it in that. Remember Swindale. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Too many kings in one song.
Well, I know it's
Really?
one king a bunch of times because he's thrice a king.
Yeah, we're just talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Making proud all the kings of old.
Yeah.
So we say kings, then we say king a little bit later. I think they're far enough apart in the song.
Yeah, when you're staring at the lyrics, it looks like it's prevalent, but when you're listening to it, it doesn't seem like it's coming.
No,
up
it
too
doesn't feel
frequently.
that way at all. Do we say king 3 times or just twice so far?
3. Like I was saying, three times, once for each time Bruenor was king.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Yeah, if we use king 3 times, though, you're right. Maybe we, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Their lines can't hold against a king so bold. Okay, let's edit this a little bit. So, yeah, making proud all the dwarves of old. Just something else. I think dwarves is perfect. Actually, the lines can't hold against a. Or okay. Well, no, I was gonna. Or we could flip it so it's their lines can't hold against a dwarf so bold. But I think king is better, and then making proud all the dwarves of old is better. Or clans. Clans is good too.
Clans of old?
Yes,
Yeah.
because we haven't said clans yet, and we've already said dwarven. So. Good edit. See, this happens in songwriting all the time. You got it, making proud all the dwarves of old. All the clans of okay, all the clans of old is better. Sorry. Yeah, making proud all the clans of old.
Making proud dwarven clans of old.
I don't know, I feel like I've been cramming too many words in there. Yeah, dwarves have clans, so that makes perfect sense. Okay, well, what do we do? Because do we have a hard out of 3? Does another show start at 3?
Oh, not on our channel, no. But it's we could fudge it a little bit,
Well, I'm wondering. Okay, so we have like 6 minutes left.
give or take. Yeah.
I know we started a little bit late, so
Yep.
we could go a little bit later if we wanted. But
Yeah, we could do about 10 minutes more.
yeah. All right, so let's think about the second verse. But then here's my question: if we don't get the second verse and the second pre-chorus done, do you want to finish that at the beginning of next week's show, or and then start on the next character after we finish Bruenor?
That's a
it
good
is gonna
question
be
for the
easy.
chat, actually.
Let's ask chat.
Yeah.
We can vote on who we're going to start on next for sure. But do you want us to finish this song next week, or do you? Yeah.
Because I like the idea of every episode is kind of one character, unless we want to go into the studio and do something at some point. But
Yeah. Then again, you don't want to rush songwriting genius. Sometimes it takes longer than 2 hours.
yeah. And then sometimes people are like, I wrote that when I was sitting on the can at a truck stop in 5 minutes.
I know.
So it's like, oh, okay.
Some others are saying finish it off stream and play it next week at the top of the show. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah, finish it just when we're not.
We could do that.
On. Yeah. Okay.
We could do that. So that sometimes we'll finish it on the stream and then other times we won't.
Yeah. It would be a fun thing to open each episode with.
I'm down with that. But okay, well, we know for the next verse though that we really, really wanted
Aegis Fang somewhere in there.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Since first verse we started each line with Bruenor Battlehammer.
Yeah.
Second verse I don't think we should. I think we should give ourselves more freedom.
Oh, so before the ranks close in? Or do you mean for the next section that we're doing?
Well, next section. So we finished the chorus, and now we're going to be jumping. Now we're going to hit that riff, and then we're going to be jumping back into the second verse. What I mean is that, like, if we start each line, each stanza with Bruenor Battlehammer, we're always going to need to find an hammer rhyme, and that gets really limiting.
That's true.
Right?
Yep.
So what if, like, like, could we find what if it was like Aegis Fang and then Gauntle Grim, right? Because the consonants to Bruenor Battlehammer don't have to match exactly. So is it Aegis Fang or Aegis Fang?
That depends on who you ask. I'm pretty sure it's Aegis, but
so it could be like Aegis Fang. Gauntle Grim. You know, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, so Aegis Fang, and then we talk about how he forged it.
Yeah.
And then Gauntle Grim, and then we talked about what he did there.
Okay.
Thanks. I mean, Crislow, we appreciate that, you know, but it's working, so we're just going with it.
Oh, there we go.
Point.
Yeah, because he forged the hammer for his adopted son, right? And it's blessed by, what is it? Moradin, Clangeddon, and what's the other one? Let's see. Dumathoin, that's the last one.
What's that?
Just the dwarven gods Dumathoin, Moradin, and Clangeddon are the that's the iconography carved into the hammer, and it's the source of its power. It's all made from adamantite. It's weapon is ridiculous. It's OP. Yeah. But yeah, that seems like a great way to go with the next part because it's You know, instead of singing about the man, you're singing about the deeds.
Yeah.
He did a lot of stuff in Gauntlgrim and eventually perished there. And then reincarnated, reclaimed his like gear there later. It's pretty wild.
So epic.
Yeah. Mordring's pointing out something pretty good too, that the chat archive will still be there in the VOD, so you could always go through it. Yeah. They want us to
put on the since I know we have to leave soon, should I put on the reverb and just sing what we've got so far?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that seems like a great way to wrap up an episode, and then we'll figure out who to do the next one about. So,
all right. You can hear that reverb now, right? Let me put the... Here, so we can a little more. Okay, here we go. Nope. And record it one time. Bruenor Battlehammer, charging on the field, better wave the banner. You know we'll never yield, so we run with the clamor, yeah. Bruenor Battlehammer, ranks close in, but the whole line shatters. Hail of arrows, can you hear the clamor, yeah. The lights can't hold, gets a king so bold. Make it proud of the clans of old. Dragon ride, breathe in fire. Valiant savior of the little hall. Remember Icewind Dale, so raise your hail to the greatest dwarven king. So say we all. Yeah.
it's coming together really nicely.
And then it'll go back into the riff, and it'll be like. And then back into the second verse. Aegis Fang, forged which we'll finish this week together.
Sweet. Toss a coin to your trits? No. Oh man.
I like that.
Oh. I mean, that was, don't get me wrong, that was a great part of that show, and it was a great earworm, but oh man. So, well, we were talking before about when to do which champions over the first 10 episodes. We were thinking like, no, we don't want to do Minsc and Boo right away. But I know if I poll the audience at the end of this episode about who to do next, and Minsc and Boo is included, it's kind of a given.
They'll get it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna add a few other names anyways, just cause, you know, because I want to mix. I want some more classic characters and some newer characters, and
Wait, is someone throwing shade at me right now?
I don't know.
You know, any good bard can make any show great. So just anybody.
This is well, any good bard. So if
Yeah,
this
I
show
guess
is great,
I'm
it's on you.
saying
It's
I'm
not going to be
good.
me who did it.
Just saying I'm good. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, I think.
Let's see. I'm going to put 5 options in this poll, and I'll run it for, what, 2 minutes? I'm just trying to come up with another one. Also, There we go. So, starting the poll. This should work. The options are there. Do we have to include Minsk in a Boo song? Yes, you do.
We don't have to. We could do a Boo song one week and a Minx song another, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Minsk is not in the lead. I figured the only one of the only characters we have that could compete would be Spurt the Kobold, and that's who's winning. Soundly.
Where is it? Where can I see the poll right now?
It's just running in the Twitch chat window.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spurt's totally killing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
We're making a comeback. It's early days.
Yeah, it's early days. Well, it's only a couple minutes long, so this could be a tight race right to the end. Yeah, Spurt wins because you include Minsk.
Vote. Don't think that Minsk and Boo are going to win in a landslide and then not vote.
Yeah, hey.
That's happened before.
Yeah. Always vote.
In the history of the world.
Yeah. Poor Krond got one vote. Thank you, single Krond fan, whomever you may be.
I'll vote for Krond. How about
that? Yeah. Krond has a pretty metal name.
Yeah,
it's
Krond. Very close to Krond.
Yeah.
Which was both the battering ram that the orcs used against Minas Tirith, but also it was named after Morgoth.
Has it been 2 minutes? Oh, it has. No, it's almost done. It's closing.
Oh man.
All right. It's done. Spurt won with 51% of the vote.
Wow.
So episode 2 will be about Spurt the Kobold. You know, that's easy. We get a lot of freedom with that one because there's not a lot of Spurt material. You know, like you're talking about a 20-minute cameo. So
all right, you better scour the I don't know what
the interwebs
about him or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Spurt it'll be next week. Somebody typing out Doom a bunch of times in capitals and getting timed out. You're not allowed to use all caps, Thunder. Sorry. The Nightbot deals with that automatically. But yeah, that seems like a great place to start next week. And yeah, I think it was fun. I hope everybody else had fun. I had fun.
Great.
This is a good way to start. And we'll have to think about what kind of song does Spurt the Kobold deserve.
Girl Gamer 37 said country style. That would be funny. A country ballad.
A country ballad about Spurt the Kobold. That's a thing. That's a place we could go. Anyways, yeah. Shout outs to you, Jason, for taking some time today. Shout out also to Jay and Erica and Margaret, who are behind the scenes trying to get a bunch of different things working in the background while I took a little bit too long getting set up for today. So thank you guys for joining us. And yeah, we're planning on doing this weekly. So tune in next Tuesday for an opportunity to help us write a song about Spurt the Kobold, and we will see how that goes. Anyways, thanks a lot, everybody.
Great, thank you.
Cheers.